Hello everyone. Welcome to this new video on how to embed a report viewer into a Blazor application. The report viewer is a reporting control that allows desktop and web applications to view, print and export SSRS, RDL, and RDLC reports. Let's get started. First, to create an application, run this command and name the project Blazor Report Viewer. Once the application is created, navigate to the application's root folder by changing the current working directory. Next, to install the necessary NuGet packages in the application, I add the boldreports.net.core, Microsoft.data.sql client, and Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.MVC.NewtonSoft.json packages. Next, I create a resources folder in the www root folder of my application to store the RDL report. For this demo, I am using the sales order detail.rdl report. I add it to the resources folder. Next, let me configure the application's web API. I start by creating a new controller file named reportviewercontroller.cs in the data folder. Now, I'll add all the necessary using statements and references, declare the required namespaces, and define the classes. Add the Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.MVC namespace to the controller file. It allows you to build the web application, including the web APIs, while providing essential features like routing and model binding. Then, I add the boldreports.web.reportviewer namespace, which provides the classes and interfaces specific to the Bold Reports library and is used to configure and manage the report viewer. Next, add the Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.HTTP namespace, which handles HTTP requests and responses. I add the Microsoft.Extensions.Caching.Memory namespace, which provides an in-memory caching mechanism. It improves performance and efficiency when adding the web report viewer to a Blazor application. To avoid naming conflicts, add the Blazor report viewer namespace, and then the root attribute to define the controller's root. Next, inherit the controller and implement the iReportController interface in the Report Viewer controller class to handle the viewing of reports. The interface declares the action method for processing reports and handling resource requests within the Web API controller. To read the report file from the application, I use the iWeb hosting environment interface through dependency injection to access the web path. Next, implement the getResource method to retrieve the images used in the report from the server. Implement the onInitReportOptions method, which invokes the report helper method when a report is about to be processed. And then the onReportLoaded method, which also invokes the report helper method when a report and its subreport start loading for rendering. Next, add the postFormReportAction method to save exported reports to the client side using the HTTP post action. Lastly, add the postReportAction method designed to process report-related actions in the report processing pipeline. After configuring the web API, initialize the report viewer in the project. Then, create a bold report viewer options.cs file in the data folder. And add the code snippet to integrate Bold Reports JavaScript controls. Next, create a Bold Reports interop.js file inside the www root script folder. And add the code snippet to integrate Bold Reports JavaScript controls. Next, to reference the scripts and style sheets, I open the host.cs HTML page in the Pages folder, copy the code from the documentation, and add the CDN links with the bold reports interop.js interop file to use JavaScript reporting controls in the head tag. Now, I need to invoke the web API from the client side. So, I open the index.razor file in the Pages folder. Add the Microsoft.js interop and Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.Components namespaces, and inject the IJS runtime. These are used to invoke the JavaScript function from the Blazor component. Additionally, I add the Blazor Report Viewer.data namespace, in which Blazor Report Viewer.data is the application's name. Next, I create a div element to store the rendered report on the client side, and assign the ID attributes and styles. The ID attribute specifies the unique name for the HTML element, and I assign the value report viewer. The style attribute adds the inline style for the div element, and I assign width and height. Inside the code, I create an instance of the bold report viewer options class, and initialize the render report viewer method. I assign values to the report path and report service URL properties. Then, add the invoke void async method, which invokes the render viewer JavaScript function asynchronously. Next, I add the onAfter render within the code, which is called after the report viewer component has been rendered. Next, I open the program.cs file and invoke the app.mapControllers functions. Then, I register the license token to remove the validation error message. For this video, I am using an online license token. I enter the code snippet to register the license token. Now everything is ready to run the application. I run the command to generate the URL. Next, copy the URL and load it into the browser. See, the report viewer is loaded in the browser. In this video, I have shown you how to use Blazor's JavaScript interoperability for embedding the report viewer control application. To try bold reports, you can start a 30-day free trial by clicking the Try It Free option. If you want a demo from an expert, you can schedule a call by clicking the Request Demo button. To learn more about bold reports, you can visit boldreports.com. Thanks for watching.